Let me guess, the hype of FC26 has made you finally give this game a chance, but you don't know where to get started. If that's the case, I've got you covered.
Perfect.
First, I'm going to break down all of the elements within FC25 Ultimate Team. This is going to be everything you need to know, and this will be applied to all FIFAs. And then I'm going to break down everything that's new within FC26 so that you can get off to a great start, so you can grind just as hard as your friends, so you don't get left behind, but most importantly, so you can have just as much fun as everyone else. So let's get into it. So as you enter Ultimate Team, the first thing you'll do is you'll be asked for your favorite team, and then you'll pick a captain, and then you'll get a starter pack. Now after opening the starter pack, your team will look somewhat like this, a mixture of bronze, silver and gold cards. So let's go through everything you need to know about your squad, how to pick the right players, and everything you need to know on this page. So first up, chemistry. There are 3 ways to increase the chemistry of your team. Chemistry is boosted by having players from the same nationality, players that play in the same league, or players that play at the same club. So as you can see on the left side, I've only got 10 out of a possible 33 chemistry points. Now this is very bad. The higher the chemistry points, the better my team will perform in game. And as you can also see on the left, it shows you exactly what additions you need to make to your team in order to boost the chemistry. So if I had another player from League 1, England's 3rd division, I would have 3 chem links on all of these players. Each one of these cards can have a maximum of 3 links individually. Now for each link that the card is missing, the card will perform worse than what it's supposed to. Now if you hover on any card and you press R3 on your controller, which is pressing your right stick in, you will be able to see more details about the card. So now I'm going to explain what every page means and why this is so important to when you're selecting players for your team. Now the first page will give you basic information about the player, his height, his skill moves, his weak foot, and his preferred foot for shooting. Now, depending on the position of your player, this may be super important or not that important. For example, let's take Kim Min-jae here. He's my center back. I'm not too concerned with his skill moves and weak foot as he's a center back, but I do want to know his acceleration type and I want to know his height. But most importantly, he's 6'3". You always want your center backs to be as tall as possible, as they are more likely to win aerial duels. Now the second page, player details, will show you what other positions they can play. This is also important when you pick up a card, as you might be able to test this particular card out in multiple positions. Now the most important part when you analyze someone's card and decide whether you want him or not is the in-game stats, the attributes. Now this will tell you exactly what their strengths and weaknesses are. So of course, as a center back, his shooting, passing and dribbling is going to be quite low. But his defending, physical and pace is very, very important when I decide if I want him in my team or not. Now, playstyles. Playstyles is arguably the second most important element that you want to take into account, because playstyles are specific things that this particular player is extra good at. So for example, Kim Min-jae has block, intercept and slide tackle as defensive playstyles. This means that he has unique animations that he does when it comes to performing these exact things, when it comes to blocking a shot, intercepting a ball, or performing a slide tackle. These playstyles create a lot of individuality between cards, and depending on how you prefer to play, this will decide the kind of players that you want in your team. And now lastly, the roles page. Every single card in the position that they play has multiple roles that you can choose for them, which I will break down a bit later. But all you need to know is that the more pluses, the more green pluses that a card has for the particular role, the better his AI is going to be. So if I play him as a stopper in game, he's going to have a better AI than if I just had him as a standard defender. Also, on top of all of this, you can apply chemistry styles to players. So by pressing X or square, depending on what console you're using, you can apply a consumable, guys. And then using LB or RB, if you go to chemistry style, you will see that you can apply chemistry styles that add a little bit extra to your card. You can give your card a little bit of an extra boost in certain stats. For a defender, you'll find yourself using either a shadow or an anchor. A shadow will boost his speed and boost his defending. And for an attacker, I may give him a hunter to boost his speed and his shooting stats. So again, these chemistry styles allow you to add a bit of individuality to your cards and give them that extra boost depending on what you want them to be best at on the pitch. So the last thing I need to show you on the squads page is tactics. If you press your left joystick in L3, you'll see you go to squad actions. You can change formation here to whatever formation you like, boys. Imagine you're Pep Guardiola. You can do whatever you like. You're the manager. 4-4-2, 4-4-1-1, 3-5-2, 5 at the back, whatever you like to play. But the most important thing within squad actions that I need to show you is tactics. So go over to team management, and then go to edit tactics. This is the section that will really make you feel like you're a genuine football manager. You're gonna feel like Jose Mourinho here because you get to have full control of the way that your team plays. So for example, you can change the build-up style, short passing, balanced, counter. You can decide how high or how low your line height is, how high you want your defenders to be on the pitch to apply more pressure. And you can switch over to player roles. Now, this is what I mentioned earlier. As you can see, every single player that you've got in your team can play multiple roles. Now, you always want to place them on roles that have a green plus, or even better, 2 green pluses, as they will perform much better in game, as I mentioned before. Save the changes. So now you've learned everything you need to know to have a solid squad, to make sure they perform at their optimal best, so that you can start winning some games. So this game is all about upgrading your team, constantly upgrading your cards, upgrading your team, getting better and better player, getting better versions of their cards. So let's go through all of the different ways that you can upgrade your team on FC26. And the first thing that you're going to do when you step on this game is go straight to SBCs. So SBCs, Squad Builder Challenges, is basically just a form of you trading cards that you don't want or are not going to use for better cards, or the chance to get a much better card. So the first thing that you're going to do is head over to Foundation section of SBC and complete the Foundation Squad Builder Challenges. These will give you packs. As you can see, if I complete this one, I get a premium loan player pack. If I complete this one, I get 2 rare gold player packs, etc, etc. Now I'm going to show you what completing an SBC looks like. So as you'll see, there'll be multiple requirements. When you try and create an SBC, you will see the requirements on the right side of exactly what it is that you need to submit here. Then you go into your club, then you press Y again, and you go into your club and try and find the cards that match those requirements. I've got 2 common gold players that are below 80. I've satisfied the requirements, and then I submit. But the one thing you need to remember about SBCs is once you submit these cards, you've lost them, you're not getting them back. So be very careful with who you place in these SBCs. And then once you finish any SBC, you'll always be offered a pack, and boom, you open this pack and you have a good chance of getting a better player. What the fuck is that? So SBCs was one way to upgrade your players. Evolutions is another way. Placing an evolution on one of your players is an amazing concept, because what evos allow you to do is you get a card that may not necessarily be that good or have the best stats, but if you personally really like a card and you want to upgrade it and make it better, you can place an evo on that particular card. So for example, I'll pick any one of these. Let's say I wanted to do this evo called Anchor Plus. It will then, once you click on it, show you which cards in your club are eligible for this evo. Each evo has different levels to it, and each level requires you to do mini challenges. So level 1 here is just to play any 2 matches of any game mode using my evo player. Level 2, level 3, level 4, but also each level you can see exactly what your card gains from this evo. And this will let you decide whether you think the evo is worth it or not. So each page, my evo is gaining a considerable amount of benefits, and then you get to see his overall card. By pressing R3 and going through each one of the pages, you can see how this card has gotten better and better and better, and the play styles that it's been given, etc, etc. So SBCs and evolutions are going to be your best friends. You always want to be looking for what kind of evos are available for you to use and what kind of SBCs can you do. But also, if you have coins, if you have leftover coins and you want to just straight up buy a player that you really like from the transfer market, you can do so like this. Go over to the transfer area, search on the market, and here you can filter which league you want to look at. If you want them to be from a specific nation, you can just type the name if you know exactly who you want. But then most importantly, once you found the player that you want, always buy them at the lowest possible max buy now price. to make sure that you're not overspending on that player. So as you can see, I've now found the cheapest team of the season Declan Rice card if I want him, and that's the one I will buy. You can also sell players that you don't want to use as long as they're tradable to make extra coins. So for example, if I'm searching through my squad, I can send him to the transfer list, and before you list him, check on the transfer market what is the lowest that he sells for, to make sure that you don't undersell him for cheaper, but to also make sure that he definitely sells. Now, the absolute best way to upgrade your team and get free packs or free players is by completing objectives, guys. So as you can see, there's many different types of objectives. You've got the season objectives, live objectives. Now, the reason this game's so amazing is that every single day at 6 p.m. UK time, EA releases new content, new objectives. They bring out new SBCs, new evolutions. There's always something new being added to the game every single night. So every single day, so every single evening at this time, you want to check the objectives and see what new objectives you can complete to get free rewards. So if I complete all of these objectives, I get this lady. If I complete all of these objectives here, I get this card, and this will always be the case even on FC26. So grind the objectives to easily upgrade your team. And every time you complete an objective, it gives you XP, it gives you experience. Now with this XP, you also unlock rewards on the season pass. So hold L2, go to FC season, and you'll see so many rewards that you unlock as you gain more experience and progress down this timeline. Now, if you save up coins or you have FC points, I would highly recommend getting the premium season pass because you get even more rewards that are usually really good. I know that was a lot to take in, but that is the main bulk of all the knowledge you need to know to be able to play Ultimate Team and get off to a good start. Now I'm going to switch over and show you all of the different game modes that you can play and that the rewards that they give you on FC26, and we'll also go through the new game modes that FC26 possesses. So this right here is Division Rivals, which is basically ranked FIFA. Each win progresses you on the timeline that you see here. And what's really cool is that on FC26, they've added something called limited checkpoints and duels. And as you can see here, if you get 15 points, you get weekly rewards. So with Division Rivals, every single Thursday, you receive your weekly rewards based on how high a division you've climbed to. And as you can see in front of you, you need 15 points for your basic rewards. And if you accumulate 35 points, you will receive upgraded weekly rewards, which is even better packs. And the higher division that you are in, the better that these rewards are. And here we got Foot Champs. Foot Champs has been the most exciting game mode for many years. Basically, it's a mini competition that happens every single weekend in which you play 15 FIFA games. And the more games that you win in your champs, the better rewards that you get. This year on FC26, they've made sure that you receive a reward for every single win. And the coolest part is that this year, you don't have to qualify for Foot Champs. You are automatically able to play every single weekend, and that's very nice. Now here's a new game mode called the Ultimate Gauntlet, and this game mode was created to force everyone to maximize the depth of their club, to use multiple squads rather than just relying on one meta OP squad. So once this comes out, the Ultimate Gauntlet will happen every 2 weeks, and it will consist of 3 rounds. In each one of these rounds, you have to have a brand new squad of 18 players. You cannot reuse anyone. Best part is that you cannot get eliminated even if you perform badly. The main incentive is that the more wins that you get in the gauntlet, the better the rewards are going to be, and the rewards will consist of packs, direct players, and evos that you can use. Also, they've introduced a new online game mode called Single Nation Tournament, in which players will go head to head in a mini tournament format, and everyone will be using FC26 players from the same country, the same nation. And again, you get nice rewards, you get packs from this, another game mode to grind and use to better your squads on FC26. And last but not least, a game mode called Rush, which also exists on FC25, which is basically a 5v5 football format that you can play with friends or random people online. And it's just really fun, really fast paced. Game only lasts 5 minutes. And it's a place where you can relax and just really enjoy some nice football while still grinding objectives and receiving nice rewards. Which, as you can tell, is what the game is all about. So thank you for sitting for all that. That is basically everything you need to know regarding FIFA. If you digest that information step by step, you'll know exactly what to do once you start playing Ultimate Team. And as you can clearly tell, this game is all about grinding lots of different game modes, completing objectives, doing all these different things, SBCs, Evos, so that you can make your team better and better and better and better to get your hands on the new cards that EA are constantly releasing, so you can climb higher in your division rivals to get more wins in your FUT champs, so that overall you can improve and be much happier and proud of yourself. I hope you found this video useful. I know there was a lot of talking and a lot of information to digest, but I promise this guide will give you exactly what you need to make sure you get off to a good start on the FC26 release, so you can have as much fun as possible on this great game. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comment section how you get on once the game comes out, and if there's any other topics you would like me to make guides upon. As always, much love, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.